They realized they needed to get Alice Roth out of the ballpark. She was in bad condition. But on her way out of the ballpark, another foul ball hit her again, this time breaking a bone in her leg. Who hit that foul ball?
When you want trivia from the world of sports, Daily Sports Quiz host Nick LaCapria has it. Baseball lovers, go online to baseballtrivia.org. Basketball fans, check out basketballtrivia.net. Football fans, head on over to footballtrivia.net. Hockey trivia, that's hockeytrivia.net. And boxing fans, log on to boxingtrivia.net. Stay tuned to this radio station for the Daily Sports Quiz or visit Nick LaCapria's sports-specific trivia website.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the player that hit two foul balls that hit Alice Roth and the same at bat. Richie Ashburn. The odds of hitting a fan with a foul ball at a baseball game are 300,000 to 1.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back with my great friend Josh Garcia from the Miracle Mile Deli. Hey Josh, top of the morning to you.
Hey Mark, top of the morning to you too. Hey, we're looking forward to a great week celebrating St. Patty's Week all week long, March 14th through the 19th. We'll have some of the best Valley's corned beef and cabbage for dine-in, takeout, curbside pickup, Shamrock shortbread cookies, mint chocolate chip shakes, and a bunch more.
It's all going down March 14th through the 19th at Miracle Mile Deli. For more information, go to miraclemiledeli.com.
Can you tell which pills contain the deadly dose of fentanyl? Neither can your child. Counterfeit pills laced with fentanyl are killing Arizona's youth at an alarming rate. They're cheap, easy to get, and just one pill can kill. Get the facts on fentanyl at talknowaz.com. Talk with your children. Monitor their texts and social media. Visit talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cub Spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.1 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White, Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. As it stands right now, Stanford is beginning to close the gap on ASU basketball, who have had the game mostly well in hand for the entirety, but now Stanford is within 6, trying to make a comeback. We'll keep you up to date on that. There are many, many things that we are going to need to talk about today. And let me just tell Boomer Sooner, who says, well, Jeffrey, I want to get in early. Stopping you there because even though you got your text in at 2:52, Navy Brad says, well, Jeffrey, nope, he got his in at 2:16. But then Jagdog was so excited, he texted in other shows at 1:49 to say it ain't so, Keon. No, and congratulations, Jeffrey, getting out of that disaster named Wentz. So,
oh boy,
Jagdog for the win on the early bird special. Navy Brad says, Jeffrey, you have to be so happy to hear Carson Wentz has been traded to Keon's team, the Washington Commandos. And Boomer Sooner says, yeah, your thoughts on this Carson Wentz thing? Well, boy, one party's got to be pretty happy. The other party's got to say, okay, Ballard, who's my quarterback now? Well, here's the thing. Who is happier right now? Colts or Commandos? Colts fans or Commando fans? For that, I'm going to Keon Rose. So the Commandos now have a quarterback.
It is a quarterback. It is a quarterback. That's true.
It's not
He
it's a he, and he has a name. Say it out loud.
He is a human being who plays quarterback, and he does play quarterback for the Washington Commandos. And
Yeah, well, now he does.
And he is going to be the starting quarterback for the team. Carson Wentz is the quarterback.
Why are you upset? This is an upgrade.
Says the guy who's been whining and complaining about this.
It's an upgrade in what
For,
way?
For your team, this is an upgrade. For my team, it was a downgrade, but now we're an upgrade from what we were before, because now we have endless possibility.
With all due respect, this is not an upgrade. This is rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. This is, we exchanged a guy who underthrows everybody for a guy who overthrows everybody. I don't know what to say right now.
Well, what would you rather have? I'd rather see a guy overthrow than underthrow.
Man, I got to tell you, I'd stay with Tyler.
I would like a guy who throws the ball accurately.
I'd stay with old Heineken if it was me.
I mean,
you'll probably end up going back to Heineken. So,
well, yeah. I mean, Carson has horrible ankles. I mean, at some point he will play.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how this makes anything better. And when the best thing that you can say about this is, well, if it doesn't work out in 12 months, we're back at square one because we don't have to pay him any more guaranteed money. That's the best thing about all of this. That's literally
you'll be in a better draft position for sure next year. Play your cards right.
Yeah, I have to live through all the time frame, but between now and then, with a team that actually has a pretty decent defense and a good running back in Antonio Gibson and a really good wide receiver in Terry McLaurin, who we're going to waste yet another year of, our gem that we found in the third round. And I just don't know.
So Ralph from Harmon Solar texted me on my personal phone and says, "Need a shred Keon today."
What do you mean?
I'm like, and I said, no, poor kid. He's like, I'm not going to kick him while he's down, especially all the good he's done for me. This is amazing for the Colts. They don't have to pay that $28 million to Carson Wentz or the $5 million roster bonus, which was due next week. And so it's now all on the Commandos. That freed up a bunch of cap space, and we got a lot of stuff out of it. Let's see. What did we all get out of this from you guys? Where is it on my sheet here? Where is it? Oh, I don't have the details on here. Hold on here. Oh, here it is. 6 picks. I'm sorry. No, that's not true. I can't. My eyes aren't focusing here for some reason. A pair of third round selections, some second round selections. So basically, the Commandos gave us their second round pick, and we gave them our second round pick. But we get the higher second round pick, and then there was next year's second round pick. And then a third round pick or something. So lots of different aspects to this, but I don't care. We're free of Carson Wentz. We're free of that contract. Now, who knows what could happen next? And, this moment that I get, Keon, of optimism is going to be dashed upon the rocks of Rock Trubisky or Rock Garoppolo or God knows what. I just don't see them doing anything amazing with this opportunity, but at least it's an opportunity at this moment.
If it's the Rock Trubisky or the Rock Jameis Winston, that you can make short lower guaranteed deals from that. They definitely don't walk into Garoppolo. That's just you basically got the same problem again. You have another quarterback who's not up to the standard, who's being paid like he's up to the standard, which is the problem with Jimmy Garoppolo, is how much money he's making. But with those other guys, you could maybe have a bridge quarterback. You can have a something that doesn't cost you too much money, that you don't have to be committed to for years and years and years, that you can at least kind of use to try and get to the next guy, or try and get to the next draft where things are going to be a little bit better. We're committed to $28 million of Carson Wentz.
You know what? Couldn't have happened to a nicer owner, right? So Adam Schefter, here's the details from him. We get your third round pick for this year. We get the third round pick that might become a second round pick if Carson Wentz plays 70% of the plays. And then we get this year's second round pick from you guys. You guys just get Carson Wentz and our this year second round pick. That's it. That's the deal. Plus you got to pay him all the money. So I don't know. I don't think you should be this upset, Keon.
Well, I am, because the what we were promised by this particular regime with Ron Rivera and Marty Mayhew was that they were going to try and find us a franchise guy. And with all due respect, Carson Wentz might be an upgrade from Taylor Heineke, but he's 27th in completion percentage in the league out of 32 quarterbacks, including behind Taylor Heineke. That's not a franchise guy. It's not a franchise guy. So yeah, I'm really mad.
He's your franchise guy, right?
Yeah.
You better get on Team Wentz. You're stuck with him.
Yeah, we are. And I'll root for him when the season rolls around.
I want you to remember every time you tried to reason with me saying that Carson Wentz wasn't so bad. Oh, at least you have Carson Wentz. All those times you said that BS.
I never said that. That was Randy. That was Randy. Randy was on your blue horseshoe all season long. He was riding that train. I was not trying to tell you at least you have Carson Wentz.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I look at the numbers every weekend. I'm telling you, I know.
So,
oh my God, I'm so hurt right now.
I tell you, yesterday I felt bad. Today I feel better. But here's the thing: don't worry, Keon. It feels like the Colts are going to mess this up by getting one of the quarterbacks I don't want, bringing back Phil Rivers, or wouldn't it be amazing if Andrew Luck goes, "Hello," and he's back? That would be something.
You obviously did not see him when he was on the TV that one time this year. He looked frail, skinny, and beaten down by the world.
No, he didn't.
He looked like he'd been living in a box down by the river.
No, he just looked like a guy that hasn't been in a weight room in a long time because he doesn't need to be in a weight room.
Frail.
Shaved in 2 years.
Yeah.
Listen, some good news real quick to pass along before we jump on the text line. I just saw that Dick Vitale has announced that he is cancer-free.
Hey, that's good. That's great.
So his PET scan came back showing no cancer. So that was kind of cool.
Great news. Great news.
There's some good news. Son of a mother.
They really choked it away.
Stanford 71, ASU 70.
Unbelievable.
Is that a final?
The hell?
They couldn't score a bucket in the last minute and a half, like one bucket.
Well, okay. I'm just going to turn off that screen.
Oh my God.
Now I'm just going to go back to the text line. Thunder Snow says, Carson Wentz. Keon, I'm so sorry. Mars Bars 805 says, what's up, fellas? And rest in peace to B.I.G. Well, you know he's been dead for quite some time now. Right? He wants an 805 and a whiskey.
I hope he is resting in peace, but it's been for a minute.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's good and peaceful now. Fish Tank says brittle Carson Wentz is going to take one step onto that awful Washington FedEx field and break those ankles faster. You can say, can I get a Heineke? Ralph from Armin Solar says, Keon, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's not what he was telling me to say.
Yeah, that's the thing. And the thing is, we were so nice to him yesterday because we were all commiserating yesterday because nothing went yesterday the way anybody wanted it to. It's just happened to continue for me.
Yep.
So that's
my turn is coming. Who knows what's going to happen with the Cardinals, but fresh new hell that they're going to put Randy through. But at least at this moment, I'm feeling kind of nice. King Kittens, yeah, I know. Horrible. Season's over for the Sun Devils. He was seeing the same thing. It was bad. Senior Wake and Bake says, well, Keon, now you're stuck with professional brittle ones. Ha ha ha. You got winced.
Oh boy,
we sure did get winced.
Darius Leonard from the other angle says, here we go again. It's about to be 5 years with the Colts and 5 different quarterbacks. Thank you, Carson, though, for everything this year, my guy. Wish you nothing but the best. Which you probably won't get in Washington, but whatever.
I mean, he's got Terry McLaurin to throw to. That's about as good as it's about to get.
So the Giants are expected to make a run over at Mitch Trubisky, which makes me happy if they do. So that's one more I don't have to be upset about.
The Giants.
Go Giants. Do your Giants best.
That's the only thing that brightens my mood is that the Giants are still run like the Giants.
Yeah.
Tom Coughlin walked out that door and that entire organization imploded on itself.
Yeah.
And I haven't been happier since.
Well, you know why? Because everybody's like on time for meetings now. And that's a disaster in football. So Ralph was kind of sad again. He sends me a text that he was hurting. And I'm like, what happened? He says, yeah, Seahawks released Bobby Wagner. They have released Bobby Wagner, and I guess because they wanted $16.6 million in cap space, I think.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing you are, whether it's your Colts or my Colts or your Cardinals. Bobby Wagner's got a couple of good years left in him, I think.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he's got a few. He's 31. I mean, he played at a very high level a season ago.
As long as he goes somewhere else other than the NFC West. Excellent.
Well, you could probably use him on your Cardinals. I could probably use him on my Colts.
Yes, we could.
And here's maybe a tell. The Cardinals have released Jordan Hicks, and he played pretty well last season. So it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Why are the Cardinals dumping Jordan Hicks about exactly the same time as the Seahawks are dumping off Bobby Wagner?
Guess we're going to find out, huh? Guess we're going to find out in the coming days.
So we shall see about that. And in case you didn't notice this, I know I didn't because I don't follow him on Instagram, but Kyler Murray has returned all the Cardinals images back to his Instagram, his way of saying, sorry, we're friends. Yeah. And is that how millennials apologize nowadays? Is that what that is? Is that his, because they say it's his olive branch.
I don't know if that's how, because I don't really use Instagram like that. But look, it's just, his agent said, don't worry, this will put pressure on him. And his agent was wrong. And now Kyler's got to walk back all of the stuff that they tried to do because they made a move. They made a power move. They tried to get the fans on their side when they did it, and it completely backfired. And now he's got to walk it back.
Good. I hope it hurts. I hope it's embarrassing for him because it was childish. It was childish to do, whether it was the agent telling him to do it or he just decided to do it.
I would bet money his agent said to do it. But either way.
Yeah, his agent is a child then. LoveTube says, oh my gosh, devastating Sun Devil loss. Bruce Jacobs must be sick right now. He was the only guy worried about playing Stanford back to back. Well, at least he's rooting for the Wildcats to win it all anyways. Is he? I'm not. I hope that the U of Arizona goes down in flames in the first round. I hope their bus breaks down on the way to the game and they get forfeited.
I don't know, Jeffrey. They have a very, very good, especially center court team right now. They got a couple of animals out there, big dudes that can just absolutely wear you down. Yeah, that Ballo guy and that other cat. Oh, they're big and they're mean and they're hangry.
I ain't rooting for him. I don't have to. I'm not going to do it. And in fact, I'm not even going to talk about their games. Blissful Hayes says, how much did the Colts have to pay the Redskins to take Wentz's worthless ass? Well, first off, they're no longer that, Blissful Hayes. You're just trying to be a jackass, but you say that. But the Commandos, well, they paid us in effect.
That's right. We got Carson Wentz, and we gave up a second-round pick to do it. Mm-hmm. Don't ask me why. Mm-hmm. Dear God, don't ask me why.
Well, I never expected a first-round pick, so I'm actually kind of happy. Cold Trickle says, I was claimed cancer-free last week. Don't stop believing, everybody. Oh, why the hell are we just
congratulations? Seriously. Yeah, man. Congratulations. I would love to have said congratulations a week ago.
Yeah, well, good for you, Cold Trickle. I imagine after going through something like that, you just kind of like sit there, look around like, okay, pinch me. Am I dreaming? So true. Absolutely amazing, Cold Trickle. We're so glad to hear that. Good for you, man. Moist One says, God, I wish Chase Young was a Seahawk right now.
Oh, because Washington offered to trade for Russell Wilson.
Oh, right.
Yeah, look, Chase Young, I would have considered him one of the untouchable guys, but you get a chance to get a Russell Wilson. You give up damn near anybody to do that. And they offered a better package than the Broncos did, which is what makes this Carson Wentz thing hurt just that much more.
I'm sorry you hurt. No,
just went from one day. We went from, ooh, maybe Russell Wilson to, yeah, we got Carson Wentz.
Yeah. You got winced. That's a new thing. You got winced. And I'm sorry for you, but I'm very happy for me. Just for now. Thunder Snow says, I hope U of A gets winced. Yeah, you're damn right. I don't even know what that means in that context, but we'll take it. Yeah. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Another sad day in the world of ASU. They lose yet again in the first round of the Pac-12 tournament to lowly Stanford. Bobby Hurley needs to go. He stinks. Get him out of here.
Well, you can't say lowly Stanford when your record was worse than theirs entering the game. But
yep,
still, you were beating them by damn near 20 points. There's no reason to lose that game. There's just none.
I don't think George is implying that ASU is higher than the lowly Stanford. He's just saying that's lowly Stanford. And he was right for 95% of the game. Way to go. Fish Tank says, would you rather have Danny Dimes or Mitch Trubisky? I'm not convinced they aren't actually just the same person, to be honest.
Well, we're about to see them in the same room together at some point. So
I just don't understand how these guys like Mitchell Trubisky, how this guy plays in Chicago, plays as horrible as he does, goes and is in a backup situation. And now the New York Giants want to bring him in to play for them. Who the hell owns the New York Giants? Because whoever it is, they need to give the game. They just need to give the team away to somebody that will just do something better with it.
It gets worse.
Clearly they are brain dead.
They're the ones that, by the way, gave us this horrific taunting rule. That's John Mara for you. So just so you know who we're dealing with.
Yeah. But it gets worse. There's somebody who's doing some while the Giants are chasing Trubisky. Worse, you think? Can it be? You can be if you're a Jets fan, Bruce Jacobs. The Jets are working very hard right now at getting Joe Flacco back in that uniform this season.
Oh, boy.
That's got to make you feel better, Keon.
Wow.
That's got to make you feel better.
Yeah, but I don't know. They drafted Zach Wilson. They've got a guy that they can at least try and develop to be a franchise quarterback.
Nah, he's bust.
I don't think you can tell that with that roster after 1 year.
I can tell that with his mom. He's a bust.
well, she's pretty awful, but I'm not going to make that determination right now. But you've got a guy that you can develop, and look, if it doesn't work out, you draft another guy. But I don't know what Joe Flacco's supposed to do. Like, I don't know what he's supposed to do to make this better.
Ever since he got that concussion, he always looks confused. You know,
I feel like that's always been his face.
Oh, so
even when he was playing well, he looked confused.
Oh. All right,
just kind of the mouth breatherish face.
That's probably why they didn't realize he had a concussion right away. Just looks like Joe. I don't know. Fish Tank says the real problem for millennials used to be changing your status to in a relationship on Facebook so she doesn't murder you, but I'm not sure anybody under 30 uses that anymore. Okay. Senior Wagenbeck says Keon, knock knock.
Who's there?
It's human peanut brittle. See what I went through? Okay, we're not going to beat up on Keon for the fact that his team was dumb enough to take Carson Wentz off my team's hands.
Well, that just tells you just sheer desperation. That's what that tells you. Oh,
when we come back, we're going to talk a little Cardinals. There's some Cardinal stuff to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get the edge you need to complete your best bracket ever. VSiN's bracket betting guide is just $3.99 at vsin.com/hoops. That's vsin.com/hoops.
UFC Fight Night Saturday. Light heavyweights Magomed Ankalaev and Thiago Santos will battle in Las Vegas. Ankalaev, the lower-ranked fighter, is the minus 550 favorite. Santos at plus 375. 48 of the top 50 golfers in the world will tee off starting Thursday in the Players' Championship. Top-ranked John Rahm, the plus 1,200 favorite. Colin Morikawa and Justin Thomas, each at plus 1,600. Patrick Cantlay, plus 2,000. The NASCAR Cup Series at Phoenix Sunday. Kyle Larson, the 4-1 favorite to win. Kyle Busch at 7-1, along with Martin Truex Jr., Chase Elliott, and Denny Hamlin, each at 8-1 odds. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
Desert Vintage Restoration in Tempe would like to thank the doctors, nurses, first responders, and all essential workers for keeping America safe and strong during these remarkable times. You truly have been the backbone of our country who deserve our admiration. Remember, as we return to better than normal and life moves on, it's important to be careful and cautious, but get out there and support small business. Always shop local and buy American. Desert Vintage Restoration in Tempe, leading the way because together we all win.
Hey, Arizona, FanDuel giving you the chance to shoot threes on your son's home court. Just visit the FanDuel Sportsbook at Footprint Arena from March 13th to the 17th. Place any $100 plus bet on the bracket with at least plus 400 odds. Then register at FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court. Plus, join them for the opening night of games at the FanDuel Sportsbook. You can enjoy outdoor terrace at America's #1 sportsbook, watch live games on over 40 TVs. And if you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up online using promo code Randy1580 through the app to get your first online bet risk-free up to $1,000. Put your basketball shooting skills to the test March 17th. Go to fanduel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court and learn more. Remember, you must be 21 and older, present in Arizona. In-person wager at Footprint Center required. Shootout occurs 3/17 from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Restrictions apply. See full terms at fanduel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get the edge you need to complete your best bracket ever. VSiN's bracket betting guide is just $3.99 at vsin.com/hoops. That's vsin.com/hoops.
UFC Fight Night Saturday. Light heavyweights Magomed Ankalaev and Thiago Santos will battle in Las Vegas. Ankalaev, the lower ranked fighter, is the -550 favorite. Santos at +375. 48 of the top 50 golfers in the world will tee off starting Thursday in the Players Championship. Top ranked John Rahm, the +1200 favorite. Colin Morikawa and Justin Thomas each at +1600.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports.
NCAA football, Nascar racing, Arizona Wagner football, golf, Vegas Raiders, March Madness, NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's a David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh boy, that ASU loss stings. Almost as bad as getting Carson Wentz as your quarterback for next year, huh, Keon?
I think that still stings worse.
Wow. Blissel Hayes says, I saw Bobby Hurley at Grand Canyon University's basketball game the other night. I'm thinking he wants to be Bryce Drew's assistant coach or something. A lot of people at ASU might think that's a good idea. Fish Tank says, does Big George hold the record for most coaches hypothetically fired? I would say world record, yes. Every time anything slightly bad happens, the first thing Big George claims is fire the guy. Mr. Pink Eye says, Jimmy G to the Colts, perfect match. Shut up. Big George says, I love hearing the same betting advice twice in one commercial break. Must be really good advice. Yeah. 888-368-1580. So, okay, what's happening tonight, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. At 5:15 p.m., we got the Patriot League Championship, which is Colgate versus Navy. I feel like Colgate is going to be outmatched because the Navy has surface-to-air missiles. They have atomic submarines.
Yeah.
They have battleships. They have big guns, little guns. They have jets. They have everything you need.
They don't need.
Colgate
They don't need all
has
that
nothing.
Yeah, they don't need all that stuff. All the Navy needs is SEAL Team 6. Yeah, it's game over for Colgate.
Yeah, they'll walk into the arena and gone. You know, just they'll pick them off one after another as they come in.
Yeah, it's game over.
They won't even get out of their workout clothes.
Nah.
It's going to be horrific. Actually, I wouldn't watch.
Yeah.
But it will be a broadcast, and it probably be brief. But it'll be on 1580 The Fanatic at 5:15 p.m. tomorrow. GCU is taking on. I have no idea. Whoever wins tonight in the WAC tournament, then GCU gets them tomorrow night at 6:45 p.m. So there you go. That is the latest here. Blissel Hayes says, Jeffrey, I think you're a jackass as well. You talk so much bleep about people in cities. Okay. Which city have I offended you with? Donnie says, breaking news, Indianapolis Colts have traded the no, shut up, Donnie. I thought he was serious for a second. He's just trying. He keeps trying to speak Kirk Cousins coming to the Colts into existence.
It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you what has just happened with the Colts? They've told Frank Reich, you don't have a say anymore. Okay.
Wow.
Well, that's the Chris Ballard. If you don't stop, you're going to get us both fired.
Yeah.
You're going to get us both fired. You need to stop. I'm not listening to what you have to say about quarterbacks. I'll tell you what's happening. I'll call you first, but it's happening. And your Bible study partner, he's gone.
Yep. No more Bible study partners. We're going to go find somebody who is good at playing the football. I just really, somebody counsel me with legit thought process, not just you want to hurt me, not just you want to give me a hard time, but should I want Jimmy Garoppolo? Should I want, should the Colts want really? And what is realistic for my Colts now that we have all this cap space? We have some picks, but that's not going to do us a whole lot of good with the quarterback stock this year. So who should the Colts really be working on?
I think you go and try and get 1 year out of Jameis and see what you get. You're not gonna pay a ton of money. You're gonna ride the roller coaster. And look, if it's bad and you bottom out, you'll be bottoming out next year when there's a batch of quarterbacks coming into the NFL that you actually do want with the high end guys that are coming in. So that would be, to me, the way to go, because I don't think you have a ton of great free agent options here. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is good enough to warrant the amount of money that if you were just escaping a bad contract with Carson Wentz, I don't see why you would bring in Jimmy Garoppolo and his also bad contract to be just an okay guy.
Yeah. So assuming that the Colts are smart, they shouldn't get involved there. I'm not even kidding, guys. I'm not even kidding. And seriously tell me, okay? Gardner Minshew is a good idea, I think. I'm not even kidding here, because he has shown that he can play up to a certain level. And depending on what team it's against, but still with a better team around him, that is not the worst idea, at least in my mind.
I don't think it's that bad an idea. I'm not the biggest Gardner Minshew guy. However, if you give Gardner Minshew a team with that offensive line and that running game, and you're not asking Gardner Minshew to throw the team on his shoulders and carry them to victory, but actually, when the play action opens up stuff for you, throw strikes downfield, which he has amazing deep ball accuracy. You could get something fun out of Gardner Minshew, and I think
fun would be fine.
Productive.
Okay, so Randy, you've been awfully quiet about all this. What's your take
about Gardner Minshew, or about Wentz going
to the show?
About Gardner Minshew? Well, I'm looking because there's some. It's not breaking yet, but it looks like we're close on a CBA deal with baseball. So I've been looking this up.
Well, that's why you're
they're stuck on one. Yeah, we're stuck on one thing. It's the international draft. So anyway, I heard you guys talking about Gardner Minshew to the Colts. I think the Colts need to go all in on a Deshaun Watson, or they need to go all in.
Everybody's going all in on Deshaun Watson.
Well, you need to offer something and show why Deshaun Watson needs to come to Indianapolis. And if you can't get him, I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is your option. The guy gets hurt. The guy will go down. He's been oft injured. When he's in there, he plays pretty well. And as far as Gardner Minshew, I don't know. I think the guy could help the Colts. I think he could be a bridge quarterback. I don't think that's your landing spot. I think it's somebody that can bridge the gap until something better comes along. And what would it hurt for you guys to go pick up another quarterback in the draft and develop him along the way? So that's my take.
Because you're not we've seen it in this league now for several years. You're not going to a Super Bowl without a high-end quarterback. You're just not going to. Right. And you can put bunch of pieces around and you can build a great defense and have a great running game. If QB1 isn't any good, your chances of competing for that ultimate title is diminished.
So I was all in on Carson Wentz. I believed that Carson Wentz could go there and resurrect his career. I thought this was a great opportunity for him to show his chance. And now I think Carson Wentz is on his way out of the NFL. And it's sad because he was a great quarterback when he was healthy before he got the hell beat out of him in Philadelphia. So, and there's no real there's no real solid answer for the Colts out there. There's no real solid answer, in my opinion.
So see what I'm saying though, Keon. My stance had been okay. If the Colts do nothing, then all right, we still have this mediocre quarterback. We can get through this year, and hopefully there's better quarterback stock coming down the pipe in 2023. Well, now I have no quarterback.
Well,
is Garoppolo better than Wentz?
They have a plan. They've had a plan all along. They know what they're going to do. They know how they're going to go about their plan. It's just they're not telling anybody. Either the Colts would not just give away Carson Wentz for picks if they weren't going to try to pull off some sort of a big trade. Now, hoping whatever it is, because remember, they gave up some great draft stock when they brought Carson Wentz in here. Okay, that was a mistake. Now they're doing what they should do. They're trying to cut the negative, and they're trying to turn it around now and spin it into a positive. They're trying to do good business here. So I'm sure they have a great plan in mind.
The comfort I can take is that Chris Ballard is magic when it comes to drafts. He finds the people nobody else saw, and they become Pro Bowlers. They become amazing players. So I maybe he sees something out there that nobody else sees. So maybe I can take some comfort in that. But right now, glad to be rid of Wentz. Not sure what is coming next. Blissful Hayes says they're static on 1580 AM, or he's just saying that about my voice. Good Cat says, Good Cat, by the way, is a Colts fan. He says, no more Wentz. Woohoo! All right, Good Cat. Who do you think we should go after? I worry about the Deshaun Watson issue because, there is a character issue, and the Colts do have character matters kind of feel to them. And I wonder if they'll look at that and go, yeah, we're not going to go there, especially because he still might be in criminal trouble. Faded Hero Icon says, just remember Carson Wentz and Nick Foles got the Eagles a Super Bowl. See, there's something nice, Randy, Keon.
It's something nice, but 2017 Carson Wentz is not walking through the door. Mm-hmm. If that was the guy that you could say we're getting 2017 Carson Wentz, that guy was awesome. And had he not had his knee crushed in the second to last game of the season, he's probably the MVP of the league that year too. That's not the guy we're getting.
No,
because if that was the guy that was there, the Colts wouldn't have gotten rid of him.
You know who you're getting? You're getting Samuel L. Jackson in glass. That's what you're getting.
Yeah, I just watched a clip, by the way, of Carson Wentz throwing a pass into double coverage. That's the guy we're getting.
I'm sorry, man.
Sorry, Keon.
I mean, the guy was wide the hell open, and he underthrew it into double coverage.
Yeah. Enjoy.
I won't.
Big George says, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing the Colts get Kyler Murray in a trade. Not the worst idea.
Well, if you want to part with Jonathan Taylor and draft picks, we'll send you Kyler Murray.
Listen, you don't speak for the Cardinals.
Blah, 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 blah.
There's no way we're letting go of Jonathan Taylor ever. He says maybe the Colts should try and get Ryan Fitzpatrick since Washington doesn't need him anymore. Well, the only way I want Ryan Fitzpatrick is if we do get Gardner Minshew too. Melissa one says there's a lot of masseuses that are going to be sleepless in Seattle if Watson deal happens there. Boomer Sooner says Jeffrey Carson Wentz had like 27 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions, 62 to 65% completion ratio. It's not bad. Yes, listen. But when you fall apart at the end of the season like he did in historic, horrific form, you have to move on. And you saw exactly who Carson Wentz was. By the way, wasn't there every game, was he?
And you talk about the 27 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. I need to point out, and I will say this many, many times today, he was 27th in the league in completion percentage, behind one of the best offensive lines in football in a running-based offense with arguably the best running back in the game, and he was still 27th in completion percentage. I'm sorry. That's just not good enough.
So King of Kitten says, pineapple. There's no signal in 1580. The FM, crystal clear. App works too. Thank you, King of Kittens. I knew I could count on you, and we will alert the authorities in charge of that sort of thing. Oaktown Destroyer says, hey, guys, good afternoon. Coach go after Mariota in a trade with the Raiders. Okay.
I think what he's saying is the Colts should go after Marcus Mariota.
No.
He's a game manager with mobility.
I don't care about his personal lifestyle. I just think that the guy is just he's another Taysom Hill is what he is.
No, he's better than Taysom. He's first off, Taysom is not accurate at all. Marcus Mariota is a very accurate thrower of the football, but I think he gets so in his own head, he doesn't really pull the trigger and just make throws that he's very capable of making. And I think that holds him back, and that will always hold him back. He's too gun shy of a quarterback.
Thunder Snow says, since Aaron Rodgers is staying in Green Bay, does that make former number 1 pick Jordan Love available for somebody like the Colts? Should I want Jordan Love? We haven't seen him do anything good ever in practice, in preseason. We've never seen him do anything good. I think it's probably a bust.
They watched him every day and went from Aaron Rodgers has no leverage for any of the things that he's doing to, Aaron has all the leverage now. Yeah, We're going to give him a $200 million extension. Sure, why not? 4 more years for a quarterback that's going to be playing into his 40s. Sure, why not? Because we know we made a mistake with Jordan Love. We shouldn't have drafted him. Now, if you want to take a risk on him because he's still on that rookie deal, that's the only upside to taking a flyer on Jordan Love is it's not going to cost you anything.
Pass. Blissful Hayes says Washington's getting the quarterback that can't beat the lowly coachless Jaguars.
I'm aware.
Smile on Keon's face.
I'm aware. I know all about Carson Wentz. He was in my division first. I know what the highs of Carson Wentz look like, but I also know that dude that came after the guy that couldn't throw the ball accurately to save his life. The guy that no longer had the mobility. I know that guy very well.
Good Cat says for the Colts, since he is also a Colts fan, Minshew first option, draft or David Carr. Wait, David or Derek?
I think he means Derek. Has to be Derek.
Yeah, David. We can't afford the oil. That man's head is so damn greasy, and the helmet would just go off every time. Good Cat says, I'll cry if we get Winston, Bridgewater, Darnold, or Garoppolo. Oh, geez. Don't even bring up Darnold. Oh, no.
Well, no one ought to be bringing up Sam Darnold. He's not starting anywhere.
Well, Fish Tank brings up the one that I was thinking about, and I've said it on the air before. I don't think I'd be that upset with this, except for it's a very big price tag, and that's Matt Ryan. He says, what about Matt Ryan? The team is terrible. I think I like him more than Jimmy G and Minshew. Well, which team? You mean the Falcons? Yeah. See, that's been the question. Is Matt Ryan terrible because of the Falcons, or is Matt Ryan terrible because he's just terrible now?
I think it's a little bit of both. He's terrible because of the Falcons too, but like he's gotten to be up there in years, and I think he needs that talent around him to help him be good. And his cap hit is fairly ridiculous.
Senior Wakenbeck says, "Fa la 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 la, you got Wentz." He just is not going to stop. I'm sorry.
No,
man. I'm sorry.
No. I'm aware.
We have other sports to talk about. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, ASU just dropped one to Stanford. I don't know what more you need to say about that. It's almost like be thankful the season's over sort of feeling right now. But we have other sports, other things. Let's come back and do it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
When you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get great savings and round-the-clock protection, which is as beautiful as looking your firstborn child in the eyes for the first time. Well, that's a bit much. Maybe it's more like looking your second-born child in the eyes for like the third or fourth time. Point being, the savings and round-the-clock protection are really, really magical.
Forced Metaphors, presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah!
Weekends now through April 3rd.
Great shopping, a giant crafts market, new shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriments, non-stop feasting, and more. The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
8-Out presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take 2.
Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown riders. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked off.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by CBA and this station.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Wednesday. Beautiful day outside, by the way. Absolutely gorgeous. Going to be gorgeous this weekend with highs in the low 70s. Get outside, enjoy this great Arizona weather because, April and May are coming, and it'll be hot really soon. But you want to stay cool. The FanDuel Sportsbook giving you a chance to be cool by shooting threes on your Phoenix Suns home court. Visit FanDuel Sportsbook at the Footprint Center from March 13th through the 17th and place any $100 plus bet on the bracket with at least plus 400 odds. Then register at FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court. What's happening is they're giving you 30 seconds to shoot threes from anywhere on the court there. You got to be behind the 3-point line, obviously. You got 30 seconds, see how many you can do. But that's a chance of a lifetime. Get on a professional basketball court, and kind of live the dream. Imagine all the crowd going crazy in your head. I don't think I would hit any of those 3-point shots. I'm absolutely horrible when it comes to basketball. Keon will tell you, we play basketball every Wednesday night, and he'll tell you I'm absolutely terrible in basketball. Keon has to carry me when we go 2-on-2 with other teams.
Randy operates on the inside. So he's not, just a 3-point shooting range. Quite frankly, our team is not a very good 3-point shooting team.
They won't let me play. It's not. Well, you didn't want to play. You said you had other things to do. We
mad I can dunk.
Well, that might be true, but this is not a dunk contest that FanDuel is offering you. It's a 3-point. It's not even a contest. 3-point opportunity. And you can have a lot of fun joining them the night of the opening night of the games for the NCAA March Madness games, right there at the FanDuel Sportsbook on the Footprint Center grounds. There, you can enjoy the outdoor terrace at America's #1 sportsbook. Watch the games on over 40 TVs. New to FanDuel Sportsbook, we'll sign up using the promo code Randy1580 through the app and get your first online bet risk-free up to $1,000. Put your basketball shooting skills to test March 17th. Go to FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your shot on the court and learn more. 21 and older and present in Arizona. In-person wager at Footprint Center required. Shootout occurs March 17th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel Sportsbook FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem, 1-800 next step or text next step to 53342. It's interesting what's going on with the baseball, Jeff.
Well, fill me in.
So the owners have moved on this. There were 3 big economical issues that were kind of a stumbling block, and the owners have gone ahead and moved on the salary cap that we've talked about. They didn't want to go up past $220 million, and now they're up to $234 million, with it growing to $242 million over the next several years. So the players have agreed to that. They have agreed. They had agreed for a $30 million pre-arbitration bonus pool I'm sorry, 40 million. And it looks like the two sides have agreed on that. Multiple reports indicate both the MLB and the players have agreed on 12 playoff teams. So expanding the playoffs, which would start. And it looks like we are starting to see some movement among the owners. The Reds owner, Bob Castellini, Chris Ilitch, the Tigers owner, Ken Kendrick, the Diamondbacks owner, and Artie Moreno, the Angels owner, voted against the $220 million competitive balance tax proposal last week. It looks like now some of the owners have persuaded them to move in that direction. So those are some of the guys that were holding up the process. You may recall last week. And it looks like things are on their way right now, though. They're working on an international draft, and that seems to be a sticking point.
What's up with that?
But there are some people on the Twitterverse and some people, in the news sources that I've been reading, and it's just intriguing how quickly this has turned. The two sides have come close enough if they can get this international draft thing out of the way. And I don't understand all the details of this international draft. So I can't give you any educational information on that, but I can tell you that seems to be the last major block. And there are some people saying that we could get an agreement today on the CBA, and this nightmare could be over, and we could have baseball here very soon.
Well, that'd be very exciting. How soon would they start the abbreviated spring training, you think?
Well, they would probably start it next week. And then they would have a 4-week spring training and get into the games. So games would probably start somewhere around April 6th through the 8th, somewhere around there.
Well, that's interesting because everybody has been teasing about how Chicago Fest West is, well, where's the Cubs? Where's the spring training? Well, might actually be happening at the same time. So keep your fingers crossed that these owners and players can pull their heads out and get this thing going and get us a 2022 season. All right, well, keep us up to date there, Andy.
That's the latest.
Very nice. Before we move on to other things, speaking of Chicago Fest West, be listening for your chance to win some tickets to that today. We're giving away on all the shows, but today I got your choice of a 4 or 2 pack. So have your phones ready. It's only in the next hour and a half, because remember, we're stepping aside at 5:15 for the Patriot League Championship here on 1580 The Fanatic. So be ready. It's gonna be a calling thing. So it'll be the number you love, you can't live without, 888-368-1580. So be ready for your chance to call in and win on that. All right. So before I move on to some of these other sports I wanted to talk about, the Cardinals are kind of sitting there. They're looking around their division and seeing some things moving around, seeing some things happen. Well, right now, Von Miller is trying to figure out if he wants to stay with the Rams or not. And I know, Randy, you'd be pretty happy if he didn't. But would you be even happier if you were able to get Von Miller on the Cardinals?
So if keep Chandler Jones?
There's no reason you can't.
Well, I know they did not tag Chandler Jones, and I have a feeling that was a good faith move by the Cardinals to try to keep Chandler Jones from walking away completely. They could have tagged him very easily, and he would have been paid very well. But I think they want to land him on a long-term extension, and I think that's maybe why they did not tag him. And they allowed this whole free agency thing to happen. So if you could get Chandler Jones and Von Miller,
that's what I'm saying,
and you've got J.J. Watt
for as many games as you have J.J. Watt.
Well, I'm just saying, you spot plays, 2 or 3 downs a series. I don't know, but you put J.J. Watt in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just saying,
I would take it.
So the other thing I thought was interesting is the fact that, well, Bobby Wagner's out there wandering around too. So you might make a play on him, and it's good to have him not in your division anymore. And but I thought it was hilarious is the Seahawks were out on the social media. We're forever grateful to Bobby Wagner. Really? Because if that were true, you wouldn't have cut him, would you?
Well, no, they're rebuilding. That's actually true. I don't think Bobby Wagner wants to be trapped on that Seahawks rebuilding team. It's going to be really rough. For
I have
Seahawks
separation issues. I got separation anxiety.
I'm saying the ultimate respect that they could pay Bobby Wagner if they knew they were rebuilding is, hey man, cut you loose, go find you a team that can compete.
Because the last thing you want to hear before they punt you right out is thank you. You know, it just seems weird.
Yeah,
if
I mean,
you really loved me, you wouldn't have dumped me.
But if I want you to stay with me while I'm drowning and I drown you too, that's not love. So
that's true love.
I think
you've not had enough crazy girlfriends.
I think one was enough, and I'm not going to do that again.
You are correct.
But I just think that, like, yeah, I just they're trying to pay him some level of respect if they know they're rebuilding.
Yeah.
Don't keep a guy that's been good for your franchise on a team that can't win. Because that's where they are.
I'm sure that he was in like, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. He'll be fine. I'm just kidding. Senior Wake and Bake says, Jeffrey, you said you can dunk. That's donuts, not basketball, right? Yeah. I mean, I sit there dunking my donuts and they're like, come play. And I'm like, have somebody go in for me. They're like, this is pickup basketball. I'm like, yeah, I need a minute. So they don't want me to play. Moist One says Seahawks did Bobby a big favor by releasing Bobby before teams started filling holes.
Yeah, I think they did.
That feels like Moist One trying to be dirty.
Yeah,
we're used to him doing that.
I agree 110% with Keon on this. They did Bobby Wagner solid. Look, man, we so appreciate the way that you played on our team. We can't afford you anymore, and we've entered this new cycle of rebuilding this team, man, and we want you to get out while you can and make money while you can. So fly away, little bird, fly away and go somewhere.
Are they throwing rocks at him? Get out of here. Just go. I don't like you anymore. Go, just go.
I'm not crying. You are.
Oh, Bobby, come back. So, today is National Meatball Day. Did you know that?
No kidding.
National Meatball Day.
Oh.
And you know where meatballs were invented, right?
In Russia.
China.
Wow.
Yeah. Record of the earliest recipe for meatball came from China in 221 BC. And then the Romans, they sort of made their way through the world at the edge of a sword there. And then in the first century, suddenly there was meatballs in Rome. Of course, then it went from Rome in 1880 when the Italian immigrants were making it and putting it in their spaghetti. And then, of course, in the 20th century, started putting our sandwiches where it belonged the entire damn time, if you ask me. And that
meatball
is where
sandwiches.
we're at. Oh, I love a meatball sandwich. Oh. Okay, Keon's making a face. Something has just happened.
No, I thought I saw something that wasn't true. It's fine.
Can I tell you what? The only thing worse than what you just did to me right there, Keon, making a face like that on a day where news could break at any second, and we're waiting on hearing what Major League Baseball is going to do. Keon goes, oh, that face. The only thing worse is when I'm driving down the road with my wife and it's dark, and out of nowhere she goes, oh, like she makes a gasp, and I'm like, oh God, something's coming. And she goes, bananas are on sale at Fry's. And she's looking at her phone. I'm like, what the heck? Please don't ever do that when I'm driving. Yeah. So that right there, Keon, that was what you're doing is just about as close as bad. So don't do that.
All right.
Keep your, unless it's really news, don't go like that.
I misread something that I thought was news.
Well, now you have to tell us what you misread.
Well, because I was looking at who GCU is going to wind up playing.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm trying to see if Lamar or Sam Houston is going to move on to go on and face GCU at some point. And I Googled Lamar versus Sam Houston, and I saw the score is 41-7. And then I realized that was a football score from when they had played.
Right.
Football.
They haven't played yet. The game is 7 or it's going to be at 7 o'clock tonight. So yeah, that was. Yeah. Now I'm putting that on equal level as my wife gasping while I'm driving.
Wow.
Then I realized I was wrong, and I tried to back off. You already saw my face. So
luckily, I have nerves of steel when I'm driving a car because I'm holding it. I'm like, what? And I don't flinch. I don't move. Just waiting for whatever is going to hit the car and hit the car, I guess. I have to just put this piece of paper right there where I can't see Keon. That. So, Moist One says, The Bobby release hurt me more, but I'm happy he gets a chance to go hop on a contender.
Yeah.
Scared that he goes to the Rams somehow. Now, unless Von Miller leaves, I mean, the Rams are chock full. I don't think they need anybody else. Everybody else is going to be fighting for that guy. All right, guys, we will take this moment. We will come back. We will have a full hour of Daily Blender nougaty goodness. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic.
Hey, you! Ever wanted to learn a language like French or Spanish or even Norwegian, but thought it'd be too difficult or time-consuming? Then try Babbel. Quick 10-minute lessons.
Siesta.
Bambola. Games, podcasts, even live online classes with a real teacher.
Hola, clase.
In no time, chatting about real-life topics will feel, well, effortless. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PRO-COPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
Public service announcement from Summit Male Medical. Guys often confuse erectile dysfunction with low testosterone. They are two different issues with two separate treatments. ED is simply a blood flow issue. Low T is a health issue. Symptoms include lack of muscle mass, gaining a few pounds, low energy, irritability, low libido. At Summit Medical, we treat both because we're experts at both. We've been here in the Valley since 2008. We treated tens of thousands of patients, not only from here, but all over the country, coming to us specifically. And compare our pricing with others. We are the low price leaders. And combine that with the most experienced staff in the business for ED and PE treatments, and that is an unbeatable combination. We dare you to compare. Please do. So if you're having intimacy issues, please let us show you how we can help you tomorrow if you call today. 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. It will be the best call you ever make.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are in the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. So, Keon, how long does it take for you to get over something like this? You know, where you are legitimately upset by the fact that my Colts have traded Carson Wentz to your Washington Commandos for a shitload of picks and, of course, getting rid of that contract. How long will you actually be legitimately upset in a bad mood about this?
I don't know. Because I don't know if we've had anything this obviously terrible happen at quarterback since they traded for Donovan McNabb. So, and when that happened, that took me It took me like a couple weeks to get over that. I think
this is worse. So that means for a couple of weeks you're going to be glum about this. Anytime anybody brings up football or your team, you're going to be like, Wentz.
This is worse because at least at that point, when they traded for McNabb, like we knew that it was a clown show in the front office. This is a different front office, and this was supposed to be a team that, and then Ron Rivera came out and said it and made promises of, we're trying to find our franchise guy, our quarterback of the future, the guy that's going to be, under center for the next 10 years. That's what we're looking for. So when you bandy about Russell Wilson, okay, I get that. That makes sense. Or when you start talking about, well, we're just going to get another bridge quarterback to try and get to the next draft. Well, that makes sense. Or if you were talking about some of the quarterbacks in this draft, that makes sense. When you talk about Carson Wentz, a guy who's going to be a $28 million cap hit, and someone we just saw struggling with the coach that wanted him the most in the National Football League, that's not a franchise guy.
So do you think, though, that Washington can restructure his contract so it's not such a huge cap hit?
Well, I think it is a team option for 2023 and 2024. So they don't have to go with Carson Wentz beyond this season. So it's just going to be the massive cap hit this year. And then at least if they don't really like it, they can pull the ripcord. But I think that just sets you another year back because, you're still developing the rest of the team. You're still building the rest of the team. So not having that guy to just get started on the next phase of what this is, it hurts. It hurts.
He's an expensive bridge if you are waiting around for the next draft. But here's something. We did not take your number one, your first round pick. We didn't take your first. So you could still get a quarterback with that first and sit him behind Carson Wentz and you get him some experience before you go with him if there's somebody there. But like you have said, the Seahawks are sitting ahead of you if they're going to draft somebody. But do you really believe that the Seahawks are going to draft their next quarterback in this draft, or are they just going on a 2-year plan?
Well, it's hard to say. Depends on what they like about these quarterbacks, because the thing is, everybody's talking about how this group of quarterbacks doesn't have the obvious high-end guy. There's no, obvious Andrew Luck, for instance, in this draft. But every one of these guys that's considered, in that top 5 group of guys has one or two traits that some coach somewhere in the NFL is going to think, yeah, I can build on that. I can get something out of a Malik Willis, who is a tremendous athlete, that if you can refine him, you have something incredible there. And obviously Kenny Pickett's probably the most polished guy coming out right now. A lot of teams really like him, and Sam Howell has the best deep ball in the entire draft class. So there's going to be a trend upward for some of these quarterbacks. There may not be somebody there that you like. And because you've already invested in Carson Wentz, you're not going to, take a first and a second and try and trade up or something like that.
So let me give you a little background on the Daily Blender audience. You just told us it'll take you a couple of weeks to get over this. Well, with the super fans of the Fourth Dimension, they're going to needle you about this every day, in every hour of every show we do. So I'm going to say, tag another week or so onto that, with many, many more months of at least mild annoyance.
Well, no, I saw what happened to you every single week that we had to talk about Carson Wentz.
Every time.
There was something that came in. And look, it's going to come back again when the season starts, when I actually have to sit down and watch him play football. It's going to come back. So I don't know what to tell you. I'll be over it for the off season in about a couple of weeks, but it's not going to be forever gone, because week 1, he's going to be standing there playing quarterback.
I wish it had happened to a different team. I'm sorry, but I'm glad it happened for my Colts.
I'm happy for you. I just wish it was anywhere else.
888-368-1580. Fish Tank says, Keon, the Giants are pursuing Mitch. Your team just signed a man with no legs. The Eagles seem like a year or two away. Are the Cowboys just going to sleepwalk through that division again?
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, there is a world in which Jalen Hurts clicks in Philadelphia and knocks Dallas off, but that's the only other scenario that plays out there.
Watermelon says, Keon, wasn't the RG3 debacle of a career worse than this, actually?
No, because we got one good year out of RG3. We went to the playoffs.
You might get a few good Yeah. Okay, fine. Let's talk about happier things. There are happy things to talk about, even though ASU blew it at the end of the game and are now out of the Pac-12 tournament. Even with that, we have good things to talk about. The Suns were able to get a miraculous win against the Orlando Magic last night, 102-99, because Mikal Bridges played some defense. Yeah, that's right. He blocked a potential tying three-point shot, and the Suns won that game. So right now, everybody was wringing their hands when Chris Paul went out, and then Devin Booker, and then Cam Jordan. So at this stage, at this moment in time, they've won 4 games. They've lost 3 games since CP3 got hurt. So I'd say that's pretty good. I'd say that is pretty good when your top 2 guys are out of a bunch of games.
And one of your best role players is out in Cam Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, obviously you missed some time with campaign. He was out. He's back now. But the fact that they've been able to just weather the storm of some of these injuries goes to show you what an incredible coach and what an incredible job Monty Williams is doing right now. Deal. And if he's not coach of the year when this is all over, I don't think that award means anything.
Yeah, 100% right. 100%. So the Suns got Miami later tonight.
Also, DeAndre Ayton with the 21 and 19.
Well, and what about DeAndre's double average again for the 3rd year in a row? And also tonight, Devin Booker available to play.
There you go. Is he ready to play? Available and ready. That's 2 different things.
According to AZ Central, he is available to play Wednesday at Miami.
All right. Well, kiss your ass goodbye, Heat. Although, wait, didn't we talk about the Heat as being kind of pretty good?
Yeah. The Heat are
they're pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I still at this moment don't know what their ceiling is in the Eastern Conference with how good the Bucks have been, with how good the Bulls have been, with Kyrie Irving coming back to the Nets and Kevin Durant getting healthy. That's a top 4 of that Eastern Conference that's going to be tough to crack for Miami. But in terms of, hey, you've got to play against them in Miami one night, you better bring your A game because they can knock anybody out. Bam Adebayo is obviously great. Kyle Lowry is fantastic, and Jimmy Butler is damn good. So if all those guys are healthy, Miami's tough.
Well, good to have Booker back. We'll see what happens. Let's hope he's not rusty. The other good news thing was, holy moly, did you see what the Coyotes did to the Red Wings?
How about that, huh? How about those Coyotes?
9-2?
What? Yeah.
3 goals in the first, 4 goals in the second, 2 goals in the third, and just destroyed the Detroit Red Wings. It's funny because I didn't see a story from the Coyotes' point of view. I can only find a story from the Red Wings' point of view where it says everything went wrong. Red Wings hit rock bottom and 9-2 loss to last place Coyotes. I'm like, well, no, I can reread that in a way that makes sense to the Coyotes. Everything went right. The Red Wings went down hard in a 9-2 loss to the last place Coyotes, showing some fight, showing some spirit, showing some spunk against a Detroit Red Wings team. Hell yeah. How you like that?
Yeah.
Then their first sentence in their story is, there's a new candidate for the Red Wings' worst game of the season. Well, I say there's a new candidate for the Coyotes' best game of the season. 9-2.
Isn't this the highest score in franchise history?
I don't know because this was written from the Red Wings position.
I don't know, but the over-under of goals scored in this game was 6.
Yeah.
The Coyotes got it all by themselves.
Yep. Wow. So here they say, it might be difficult to outworse this one. It might be difficult to beat this one, you rascally Coyotes.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, it was actually, it was even kind of fun to read the Detroit Red Wings point of view story, just because it was like so like the Dylan Larkin's like, from the start, pucks just kept getting in the net. I don't know. Everything went wrong.
I don't know what happened.
Whatever the Coyotes, I would say what is in the water, but it's Detroit, so never mind that. It's nothing in the water. It's just nobody's drinking that water. It's bottled water.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome right there. You got to be happy just to see the last place Coyotes getting a little something going there. You know, I mean, we know that there is some talent on the team. There is something there, just not yet. Miss Pringle says congratulations to the Coyotes on getting their Red Wings. Blissel Hayes says Hey, were you referring to Dario Saric and Frank Kaminsky as the Suns' two best players that have been out injured?
No.
Granted, I do like them, and I think that when they're healthy,
Frank
he's trolling us.
Nice depth. I'm just saying that they are good players.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says the Heat are a good defensive team. Good test for the Suns. That's what I'm saying. I guess we'll see how rusty Booker is.
Booker. Yeah.
Boogie says, "Hey Keon, ha 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 ha."
Very eloquent, Boogie. Very eloquent.
I think that's there's these smiling things look like they're crying and rolling around. There's like 20 of them.
20. Wow.
I don't know what that means.
It's
rolling on the floor laughing.
It's the crying, laughing emoji.
Oh, okay. Some are rolling, some aren't rolling. So
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I hope I read that right, Kia Boogie. I hope I read that right. Fish Tank says the Coyotes are anti-Cardinals. They bury themselves super early, become irrelevant, and then play way better at the end of the season. They are the photo negative of the Cardinals.
Could be.
King of Kitten says Coyotes also scored 8 goals Saturday afternoon against the Senators, winning 8-5. Beat the big bad Colorado last week, Thursday, 2-1. I know. I mean, it's been nice to see. So maybe they'll, have a nice string of W's here for the, rest of the season. Who knows? But, let's not get carried away. Boogie says, through all these trades, how ticked off is Noah Fant? He gets traded to Seattle. Finally, an elite quarterback thrown to him. Nope. Say hello to your good buddy, Drew Lock.
Yeah.
It's like, I know you.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Drew Lock was overthrowing me in Denver, and Drew Lock will be overthrowing me in Seattle. Fantastic.
Hey, remember last night when we were doing this show and we were in the studio and I looked over at the TV screens and I was like, wow, the NEC there. How about that? Big time with the, high school gymnasium look they got there where you can see the walls at the end of the court. Like if you ran in for, a layup, you might end up running. If you don't hit the wall, you're going through a door and getting into the cafeteria. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of a cheesy, cheap looking kind of thing. We were joking about the NEC.
A small
gym. And then they showed you their true colors because then there's a fight in the stands. There's all these players. The Bryant guys were down the other end. They weren't around it, but it was the Bryant crowd. They started pouring drinks on the Wagner guys and starting crap. So then, of course, the Wagner guys turn around and a couple of the players were trying to get up in the stands too. But then, of course, they were outnumbered and it was all the Wagner guys that got ejected, even though it was some drunkards on the Bryant, crew in the crowd giving these guys a hard time. And then there was one player who did try to get up there, Will Martinez. He kept trying to get up in the crowd, and of course, he got ejected just for even trying. Nobody got up there, but that was the kind of arena where I was saying you could ask your wife in the top row, "Hey, can you throw me a Kleenex?" and she'd be able to hear you and give it to you. That is how close quarters all of this was, and this could have gotten real ugly.
It really could have, and it's disappointing that it was the Bryant fans that started it because their team was winning.
Yeah.
You've got the guy on your team who's the leading scorer in the country right now. And there's no reason for you to behave that way. Act like you've got some class. You're winning the basketball game. Let's not pour drinks on the opposing team's players. Stay in your seat and act like you've got some decency. So that's disappointing to see for all of those reasons.
Well, now the thing is, the Bryant jerks started it. And the Wagner people got ejected. That they were removed from the stadium, which I guess kind of makes sense. There are fewer of them that traveled with the team. You can't throw out the entire student body of Bryant. But then the coach, Jared Grasso from Bryant, says, "I don't know how it started, why it started, what took place. Thankfully, our guys were not part of it." Yeah, but your student body was. So don't act like your guys weren't part of it. Your guys aren't just the players. Your guys are also the crowd that's coming to support you, and you should be embarrassed.
You should be
embarrassed. Not a good look.
And you know what? You should sit in front of that microphone at that podium at that press conference and say, "Our fans were disappointed in you. You know, you can do better than this. We expect better from you. You know, we're going to play lots of basketball. I'd love for us to be successful going on into the future. We can't have you acting like this.
So I'm glad we're talking about, college basketball right now, Keon, because I want to bring up a question I have. Help me understand how any of this makes sense. Is it Bellarmine? Or how do you say it? Bellarmine?
I've always pronounced it Bellarmine, but I don't know.
Well, they won the Atlantic Sun Championship, right? Everybody's like, oh, look at that. CJ Fleming, 27 points. Dylan Penn, 22, looking good. Division I player right here. And, we beat Jacksonville 77-72 in the Atlantic Sun Conference Tournament final Tuesday. All right. So we should get the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, except for they don't. They are not eligible for the tournament because they're in the second of a 4-year transition to Division I. Why, when you transfer division, does it take 4 years before you're eligible to be in the NCAA tournament? Makes no sense to me why you would have them wait any amount of time to play in a tournament if they win the Atlantic Sun Championship.
Yeah, I've never understood that rule because the NCAA, the way that they phrase it and the way that they word it is, you're transitioning over from, one style of basketball, one level of basketball to another. But in that case, it ought to be harder for you to get in. And if you're able to pull it off and able to secure that spot, you should be able to represent your conference in the NCAA tournament. You have roughly every possible disadvantage that it's possible to have. You're coming in, you're usually a smaller school. You usually have less talented players for recruiting or through the transfer portal. You're usually less well-known. If you're able to overcome all of those things and win your damn conference tournament, you ought to make it in. But the NCAA has it phrased as though it's a disadvantage to you, and we're protecting you. Protecting you for what? Success?
Yeah, right.
I honestly, I was reading through it this morning, and I didn't understand the rule and who that was supposed to be protecting. I honestly don't get it.
I think the original rule was supposed to be to give you guys that are transitioning up from the Lopes did that. GCU did that a few years back. They moved into the WAC conference. They'd been in the the Southwestern Conference or whatever it was, and they moved up to the WAC conference, and so they had to pay a 4-year transition period where, and I think the way it's supposed to be is to give your school 4 years to recruit D1 players or, upper echelon players in this new conference for you to make you competitive. But I think there also ought to be a caveat that says, look, if you come in and you win the damn tournament, you move on. There shouldn't, I don't see why they have this probationary. If it's one season, I could see, but no more than one.
I think maybe what it is this is something to keep people from jumping from the different conference to a different conference to a different conference like every other year. Maybe it's a deterrent to keep you from saying, you know what, didn't work out in the WAC. Let's go over here to this next one. Let's go over here to that one. Maybe
I guess, but we're talking about the move from Division II to Division I. That's where the rule is really structured. Yeah. So I mean, if you move laterally across conferences, that I don't really see what benefit that actually gives you, and it doesn't give you
if you're already a D1 school and you move to another conference within D1, I don't think there's any transition. It's when you go from D2 to D1. When you move up into the D1 stratosphere from D2, then I think they're saying it's a protection to give you 4 years to recruit at that level.
The problem is if you manage to do it without recruiting at that level for 4 years, then you've basically proven the rule wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Bellarmine, they are the first men's team in the past 25 season to win its conference tournament while being ineligible for postseason play. How many times do I have to say, oh, I wish these people at the NCAA would pull their heads out and fix these things? Because I am so for the NCAA themselves being disbanded and thrown out, and maybe the colleges figure something else out. Just stupid crap like this. All right, we must take a break. When we come back, we have other college stuff to pick Keon's brain about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Deion Sanders. They call me Coach Prime now. You already know Walmart is your one-stop shop for all those game day essentials. Now, Walmart and Gillette Labs are teaming up to take your game day to the next level. you got to swing by the shave aisle to snag the new Gillette Labs razor and get that W, man.
The new Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar for a shave as quick and easy as washing your face.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. Many people feel if you record 3,000 hits in a career, you should automatically be selected into the Hall of Fame. Do you know the first major league hitter to record 3,000 hits? The answer coming up.
Nick LaCapria's Daily Sports Quiz brings you a different question from the world of sports each day. If you want even more questions from the world of sports, visit Nick LaCapria's new website, sportstrivia.org. You can test your sports trivia knowledge and get answers to some great questions from the world of sports trivia. Sportstrivia.org. It's free, it's fun, and it's challenging. If you like the Daily Sports Quiz, you'll love sportstrivia.org.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the first major league player to record 3,000 hits in a career. The great Cap Anson. He was the first to do it, 3,000 hits. I'm Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz.
Hey, Arizona, FanDuel is giving you the chance to shoot threes on your son's home court. Just visit the FanDuel Sportsbook at Footprint Center from March 13th to the 17th and place any $100 plus bet on the bracket with at least 400 odds. Then register at FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court. You can enjoy the outdoor terrace at America's #1 sportsbook and watch live games on over 40 TVs. New to FanDuel, sign up online using promo code DALE1580 through the app to get your first online bet, risk-free up to $1,000. Go to FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court and learn more. You must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. In-person wager at Footprint Center required. Shootout occurs on 3/17 from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Restrictions apply. Full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
The dictionary describes madness as
frenzy, rage, intense excitement. Yeah, that sounds about right.
we define it like this.
There's the pass to Wagner. Puts it up. To take the through for the win.
The madness is coming.
Comes down, dribble, shoot.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The home for March Madness.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, Jeffco.
Wait, what was that an ad for there just now? For March Madness?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
March Madness.
That's next week, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, everybody better get ready. Better get ready with your Harman Solar 1580 Fanatic Bracket Challenge. I've already sent out emails to the people who are in that last year. So if you got the email and you click the thing, you're ready to go, no problem. But if you've not ever done this before and you'd like a chance to win $1,580 as first place prize and a bunch of other second, third, fourth place prizes that are coming, all you got to do is go to 1580thefanatic.com. That's all you got to do. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. And all the instructions of what you need to do are right there. So you get in there. You can't fill out a bracket yet because we're not there yet. But after Sunday, you absolutely can fill out your bracket. And I know how I'm going to do mine now. I'm going to use dumbest city or state wins. So dumbest? If I got, I think that Kentucky will probably win the whole damn thing with my premise. But you get because I figure the athletes are better where the grades are the worst. And I'm talking statewide. I'm not talking just college.
It's a bit of a reach, I think, but okay.
It's just, again, one of these ideas is going to work, Randy. I don't know which, but it's going to work.
What if you have?
I'm sorry, old friend. I don't think this is the one that's going to work, but okay. More power to you.
What if you have two schools meet each other from the same state?
Then it's which city is dumber.
Okay.
Yeah. So the dumber team wins. That is what I'm going to do.
Dumbest team wins.
Yeah.
So are you gonna? Is it going to be an eye test?
Yeah. Are you gonna research grade point averages for the team, or what? What are you gonna do?
Yep. I'm going to look at education levels for states, and if it has to be cities in the same state, then I'm going to have to dig a little deeper on something like that. I understand that there will be work involved, but not as much work as actually learning about college basketball and just, putting together a good bracket.
Work and maybe a bit of calculus.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Actually, it's probably harder for me because as smart as Keon is, and as good as have you ever won a bracket contest? I mean, really?
I haven't done too many giant pools of anything, but just with friends, I've won a couple of those. Yeah.
Well, you can win with a couple of friends. I'm talking about like a real contest.
No, I just haven't done those really.
Because Keon is about the smartest guy you're going to know when it comes to college basketball and football. But he can put his bracket together with the best of brains. But there's always something. There's always something that happens that throws your bracket into absolute utter despair.
Yeah.
What? Oh man, I can't remember what year it was now. Must have been 2013 or something like that. Duke was the number 2 seed. They went up against the number 15 seed, and I don't remember what the name of the school was even, but CJ McCollum was playing now in the NBA, now a fantastic basketball player, knocked him out, just flat out knocked him out of the tournament. And I had Duke going to the Final Four. There's always going to be a wrench in the operation.
So there you go. There you go. So I'm going to use my crazy way of doing it. You guys use your brains. Everybody use your own way of doing things. But make sure you get to 1580thefanatic.com and fill out your bracket. And Keon, you better get your bracket on there too.
I got it on actually.
I'm aiming to beat you. And it's really going to make you mad is I'm doing it with a really dumb way of doing it.
Yeah.
Here's open. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now to find out what is bugging Keon. And I think you already have a good idea of what is bugging Keon, or maybe he'll surprise us.
It's as though you had to ask because we were doing a little pre-production at the beginning of this show, and there was a song that one Jeffrey O'Brien decided to subject us all to,
and I stuck it in Randy's head, I stuck it in Keon's head, and it's been in ever since.
And it's been bugging me. Oh, I can tell you, it's been bugging me. When you talk about an earworm that you need to get out of your head. Yeah, can't believe that he did this to us.
Oh, turn it up. Let's put it in everybody's ears.
What is this?
It's the 70s, baby. That's all this is. This is completely the 70s.
Peace, man. Peace
and bell bottom. I was beige.
It's physical pain.
Yeah. So here's what you got. You got people who have heard the song in the past going, why? Why are you doing this to us? Well, the reason is because Keon had never heard the song. Yeah. And I wanted him to suffer the same hell that we all did back in the 70s.
No.
The funny thing is, I didn't tell him he had to keep playing it.
No, that's just that. No, that's just for everyone to really get it. Now that's only one of 2 things bugging me today. I think you could guess very much the other thing that is bugging me today, and that is that
you not getting into the next round of the Pac-12 tournament
and blowing a 14-point lead in 5 minutes. Yeah, no, that is also bugging. But let me tell you what's truly bugging me right now. It's the Washington Commandos. They got Carson Wentz. They now have Carson Wentz, and look. Is Carson Wentz?
What?
Okay. So here it is. Is he an upgrade over Taylor Heineke? Of course he is. He absolutely is. He's got a better arm. He's had higher highs than Taylor Heineke has. He's played.
I think Taylor Heineke could outplay him in a heartbeat.
Well, look, I mean, Taylor Heineke he's got moxie. He's got savvy, but he's got limited arm strength.
He's got moxie.
And
anybody that's got that moxie should see a doctor right away.
You've had that much moxie for more than 24 hours. But look,
I've never seen moxie win anything.
I mean, combined with talent, moxie can win you a lot. Taylor Heineke just doesn't have the arm talent to compete with a lot of these guys in the National Football League. And here I was actually convinced that my team was going to move in a different direction to get me out of quarterback hell, the quarterback hell that I have been living in for the vast majority of my life. The quarterback hell that has involved Taylor Heineke and Ryan Fitzpatrick and Garrett Gilbert and Dwayne Haskins and Kyle Allen and Alex Smith and Colt McCoy and Case Keenum and Mark Sanchez and Josh Johnson. I could continue to go on. Donovan McNabb is in there somewhere. Kirk Cousins is actually one of the best that we've ever had. I remember one time John Beck literally talked himself into playing the Seattle Seahawks wherein he threw less than 6 passes because he was too afraid to actually throw the football. I don't understand what this team is doing with quarterbacks. All I know is when you finally promise this fan base in particular, this fan base, you're going to get a real one. Just do us a favor and actually try to go get a real one. Could you actually do it, please? That's all anybody's ever asked for. It's all anybody's ever wanted. An actual quarterback that can play more than 5 seasons with this team. And maybe every now and then, we flirt with the playoffs. And we're not even asking for that much. I'm not even asking for a Super Bowl. I'm not.
I have a question.
Yes, Randy.
Do you think old Tommy Small Hands McGee there from the college think he's better than Carson Wentz?
Pittman?
Kenny Pickett?
That's the guy you wanted, right? Tommy Small Hands McGee.
He's more accurate than Carson Wentz.
You think? You think?
He's be less likely to throw the ball to the other team.
How do you know that? He hasn't played in the NFL yet?
He hasn't. You're projecting. And part of drafting a quarterback is taking a swing at stuff. But we're not projecting with Carson Wentz. We know what he is. We know what he did last year. We know what he did the year before when they drafted Jalen Hurts and it caused his fragile mind to have an implosion of confidence where he lost it. He just lost control of who he was. And now he's back in the NFC East where he'll be reunited with the Philadelphia Eagles once again, as I assume he will be throwing the ball to them for at least 2 games.
He'll finally make completions to some Eagles players.
I know.
They
can't wait.
It only took 2 trades.
Oh.
Their plan was a genius.
The entire time. And I just wanted for once the team to try to get a franchise guy and then not ruin him. And they can still try and get a guy at 11. But my guess is they won't. I really think.
What do you think they're going to do at 11?
God, I think that they're going to draft a wide receiver or something. Like the one position group we really actually don't need that much. I don't know what they're thinking.
We took all your 3rd round and 2nd round picks, so you'll have to do something there.
Have fun with them. Have fun with them because we're not using them. Clearly, that's not the plan. Wow. So can't believe we made our dysfunctional team list yesterday, only to be proven more correct today than I was yesterday when we all made the list and chose Washington to be number 1. That's what's bugging me. That will be what is bugging me for a very long damn while.
Wow. So you mean you're going to repeat this next Wednesday too?
I hope not.
Yeah, you have to have something new for what's bugging you. I can't keep doing the same thing.
Really, what's going to happen next week is the second thing that's bugging me.
Continuation.
Not
Oh, okay.
Boomer Sooner says, Keon, RG3 was on the NFL Network talking about your team's new addition to quarterback. He could not help but to kind of burst out laughing. Said the same thing you're saying. They've had a gazillion quarterbacks over the last couple of years.
Jay Schrader, Ed Rubert. Good God. The list goes on.
Boogie says all Washington needs to do is draft a pair of legs for Carson Wentz to use. Maybe that'll work out. Hey, remember when Gus Frerotte headbutted his was out of a good reason?
Right.
What, Boogie? And by the way, Big George, nobody cares.
Yeah, no, that time that Gus Frerotte was the starting quarterback of Washington and actually looked like he might be pretty good, but then he headbutted the goalpost and ended his career because neck injury.
Hurt his neck.
As what happens when you headbutt a goalpost. Yeah.
Big George says, actually, that song, Up, Up, Up and Away, My Beautiful Balloon, is from the 60s, Jeffrey. It's the Fifth Dimension who did that. It was 1967.
Yeah.
Could you just not be that guy all the time, George? Because I heard it in the 70s. I wasn't born in 1967. I was a child of the 70s. And guess what? They were still playing that song in elementary schools across the land.
I think they played that song. They used it for like a car commercial.
Or a cartoon. Who knows what?
No, it was a car commercial. I'm pretty sure.
They used it in a lot of stuff because I know it by heart still. Good Cat says, pro tip, bakeries don't check IDs, so you can buy a birthday cake whenever you want. Can I give you my pro tip? This is horrible. When I was a kid, I learned this the hard way. Okay. So what happened was, let me just tell you the premise. If you want a free, like a half off cake, or maybe even a free cake, it'll be anything from half off to free. You call them up and say, especially like say in Gilbert or Queen Creek, I need a cake. What do you need it to say? Happy Bar Mitzvah Louie. And they never will spell it right. And you show up and it's spelled wrong. And you're like, ooh, yeah, that's not spelled right. you've got yourself a half price cake, or at least maybe even a free one. Later in life, I realized that was wrong. Don't ask me how I learned that, but they can't. Nobody can spell it. Very rarely do they get it right. Good Cat says, Jeffrey, what would you do if our Colts go after Jared Goff? See, that was the thing I didn't want anybody to say out loud. I was thinking that, Good Cat. That would be it. Can I tell you? If they go after Goff, I'm going to become a Cardinals fan. I'm going to stop being a Colts fan. This is why we need to figure out what is the acceptable change of fandom occurrence. You know, we've already said change of fandom can occur if you move from one town to the next, if you feel like it. You don't have to, but if you feel like it. And I've been an Arizona resident since 1984, and so I chose my Colts before even that. So what gets me out of it if I want out of it? Not saying I do, but what if I do? You know, what happens if they do bring in Jared Goff, Randy? What allows me to say, okay, that's it, done, here we go?
Well, I mean, I think since you have not enacted the change city, change team clause in the life contract, which you have laid out very clearly here on the daily, I think that's when you can enact that and you can change teams at that point. But you only get one. To move. You only get you have moved here and you have not enacted that clause as of yet. You moved here. You were a Colts fan. You've remained a Colts fan. Now you can enact that. I have changed.
How long is that door open?
I have moved. Well, I think it's
now that I need it indefinitely
until you use it, and then it's no longer available after you use it.
Now, I would have said you would need to use it within the first year, but because I need it indefinitely.
I don't know. I think you've got to do more suffering than 1 year of Jared Goff. Did you just hear all the quarterback names that I just said?
Hey, what did I just go through last year? Carson Wentz. What did I go through last year before that? Phil Rivers.
So just
what did
3 years.
The year before that, Jacoby Brissett.
Okay.
What did I go through before that?
Do you know who the quarterback of this
Andrew
team was?
Luck getting beat up all the time.
When I started rooting for the team I root for. Do you know how old I was when I noticed that our quarterback sucked?
We're not sure how old
I
you
was.
are now.
I was 10. Mm-hmm. Okay, I started rooting for this team in 2000. Our quarterback was Brad Johnson, and it has not improved a day since the year of our Lord 2000.
I don't want to leave Michael.
You suffered for what? 5 years?
4 years?
You've seen.
Whoa. Do you remember how bad that first year of Peyton Manning was? Do you remember all the years before that?
And then there was 17 more of Peyton Manning, like after that you got to see firsthand and root for and be happy.
You've already established I'm old.
I have something to interject here.
Yes, Randy.
Keon, when was the last time the Washington football team, now known as the Commandos, won a championship?
1991.
Okay, Jeffrey, when was the last time the Colts
We need to take a break.
When's the last time the Colts won a damn championship? I want to know the answer.
Pretty sure it was 2006 or 9.
You know when the last time
we beat the Bears?
The Cardinals won a damn championship?
10th of
it
never.
Was before World War II, okay?
You have never won a Super Bowl.
You guys need to quit whining and man up.
I was not even in this country when the now Commandos won the Super Bowl.
Doesn't matter. It was your team.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
If we get Goff, there's going to be a very serious discussion. I didn't want anybody to actually say that out loud. And believe me, I thought it. I'm like, oh no.
I don't think Chris Ballard would do that.
God, I don't think so. Well, you think that?
I don't think he wanted Carson Wentz. I think he let Reich talk him into Wentz, and then once he realized it, he pulled the Gist GM move of all time and somehow got out of the whole contract.
It's true.
I don't think he's going to do that twice in one stint as a general manager. I just don't see that happen.
So, depending on how things go, is how I'm going to write up the man law that allows you to get out of your team. So that one is under consideration. It is not official yet. And shut up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
When you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get great savings and round-the-clock protection, which is as beautiful as looking your firstborn child in the eyes for the first time. Well, that's a bit much. Maybe it's more like looking your second-born child in the eyes for like the third or fourth time. Point being, the savings and round-the-clock protection are really, really magical.
Forced Metaphors, presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Hey, Arizona, FanDuel giving you the chance to shoot threes on your son's home court. Just visit the FanDuel Sportsbook at Footprint Arena from March 13th to the 17th. Place any $100 plus bet on the bracket with at least plus 400 odds. Then register at FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court. Plus, join them for the opening night of games at the FanDuel Sportsbook. You can enjoy outdoor terrace at America's #1 Sportsbook. Watch live games on over 40 TVs. And if you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up online using promo code Randy1580 through the app to get your first online bet risk-free up to $1,000. Put your basketball shooting skills to the test March 17th. Go to FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court and learn more. Remember, you must be 21 and older, present in Arizona. In-person wager at Footprint Center required. Shootout occurs 3/17 from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
At Wendy's, March is madness. With our breakfast Baconator, sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, both made with fresh cracked eggs, or even a honey butter chicken biscuit. And we're just getting warmed up. Get 50% off the official breakfast of March Madness when you order through the Wendy's app. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
For a limited time, participating Wendy's via app offer only. Account registration required. No discount applies to taxes or fees. Not valid with any other offer.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona's new home for sports.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender here on 1580 99.3 The Fanatic. As we head towards 5:15, and it's tip-off time for more basketball tournament action. I think one of the most exciting plays in basketball is a three-point shot. And I don't care if it's like a playground or, high school or college or the pros. You drop in that three-pointer, man. There's just something about that. And FanDuel giving you the chance to shoot threes of your own on your Phoenix Suns home court. Just visit the FanDuel Sportsbook at Footprint Center from March 13th through the 17th. Place any $100 bet plus bet on the bracket with at least plus 400 odds. Then register at FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the Phoenix Suns court. I don't think I could hit any threes. I think Jeffrey probably could. I think Keon, he's probably the best shooter on the show right now.
That's not right. That's fair to just say
well,
that.
I'm talking about
unseen.
Three point. I think
Still.
well, Keon plays more than you and I do. He plays more than we do.
I'm a natural athlete.
Well, okay. You can you can get on the court, shoot your own threes if you want to, and then you can join this FanDuel for the opening night of the NCAA March Madness games at the FanDuel Sportsbook there at the Footprint Center. Enjoy the outdoor terrace at America's #1 Sportsbook and watch the live games on over 40 TVs. There you go, guys. That's what we should do. Opening night, we should go down there and watch the games. They would treat us like royalty because you guys would be hanging with me. And I could just tell them, I do all your spots here in Phoenix, and I'm one of the big wigs. And I'm sure they would treat me like royalty. I probably would pick me up and carry me in like a champion, probably.
And I'll have my credit card just in case.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up online using promo code Randy1580 through the app, and that way you can guarantee your first online bet up to $1,000 risk-free. They're going to give it back to you if you lose, but you're not going to. You're going to win with America's #1 sportsbook. Put your basketball shooting skills to the test. March 17th, go to FanDuel.com/Phoenix. Get your shot on the court and learn more at FanDuel Sportsbook.com there. 21 and older, present in Arizona, in-person wager at Footprint Center required. Shootout occurs March 17th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Text NEXT STEP to 53342.
All right, Randy, I hate to break your good mood, but
I'm
I'm
in a pretty good mood. I have a quarterback for my team.
They've canceled more games. They've officially said it broke down and they thought they were getting somewhere and then they weren't. And so now opening day has been postponed to at least April 14th, canceling another 2 series per teams.
This is getting serious because I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't maybe Keon can check me on this, but isn't every year April 15th, besides tax day, isn't April 15th always Jackie Robinson Day in baseball?
You are correct.
And that's going to suck. That's going to absolute suck if the selfishness of the owners and the players don't get this thing done and get back on the field to honor one of the great ball players of all time.
Well, I mean, that's opening day. So, yeah, I mean, if they can come up with what's the next deadline now for that? Because if opening day is on the 14th, they can honor on the 15th, but they need a little bit of a preseason there.
Well, they usually do the weekend. It usually falls like on a Friday or Saturday, or they do it depending on where it is in the week. They celebrate like almost a whole week where you get a bunch of guys, because not everybody's playing on the same day. Some teams have it off, so they have to stagger it for 2 or 3 days. But that's going to suck, man.
Sorry, man. Yeah. So now a little bad news for Keon, a little bad news for Randy and everybody who loves baseball. I'm sad to see it.
Well, it just pushes me more towards college baseball. It's more pure anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my time. I don't know about you guys in the fourth dimension. I'm going to take my time whenever the Sun Devils are at home. I'm going to look up their schedule. I'm going to go out to Phoenix Muni Stadium. It's inexpensive. You take the whole family out there, have a hell of a good time watching guys that are out there. Spencer Torkelson was just out there at that field last season. Now he's with the Tigers. You don't know who you're going to see out there. You can see future Hall of Famers. You just don't know. I would encourage you go watch the Sun Devils. Go watch GCU. They're at Camelback and 35th Avenue. Go watch GCU play ball.
I have a question though.
Some great ball out there. Yeah.
Do they sell alcohol at the college games?
I think at ASU, yes.
Because if not, you're gonna need one of these.
I'm almost sure.
Just a little something there.
Almost a little something to get you through the ninth inning.
Get that thing going in there.
Yeah, bring. Yeah, that's
for those of you listening on radio. I'm holding up a very nice flask.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Everyone should have one, especially if you're going to a GCU game.
I don't think they
appreciate that.
I don't think they offer the libations there at the GCU.
Just be very, very subtle. That's all I can say. So yeah, that's the way to go, Randy. You're right. And I got my GCU baseball hat, and we can support ASU baseball. We can have some fun. So let's just hope that Major League Baseball gets it together. Let's go to the text line and see what's going on there. Wiggy My Piggy says, "Hey Randy, how do you feel about all the electric Mustang there? If Ford's going to get into the all-electric vehicle, please leave the historic Ford Mustang out of it. Mustang is known as a great American muscle car. But can I tell you, Wiggy My Piggy, I think a Mustang's a piece of crap, personally. Ugh. It just figures that they would have Idris Elba try to sell us this SUV-looking pile of poo as it's the electric Mustang. Shut up. Well, it's not a Mustang, and a Mustang's a pile of garbage anyway.
Well, I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I think they should. I don't like the way the auto companies are moving towards electric vehicles. I have my own thoughts and beliefs on that. I don't think it's the best thing for the environment. And I have my own opinion about that. But yeah, I think they should offer at least you continue to offer the V8 version of the Mustang, or the V8 version of the Camaro, the V8 version of the Hellcat and the Charger and the Challenger. They ought to offer all of those muscle cars in the V8 version, so you at least have options. I'm not one of those people that like auto companies or anybody else, insurance companies, telling me what I have to do. Give me options, man.
Yeah. Well, Wiggy McPiggy says putting the Mustang badge in an all-electric car is like putting ketchup on a taco.
Yeah.
You know damn well the taco needs hot sauce.
Yeah.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Yeah. Shouldn't put ketchup on a taco. Ugh.
No.
Berg says, my nephew goes to Bryant. Dumb NEC school. Navy Brad says, were the Coyotes using Acme hockey pucks last night? Could be. Little rockets in.
Well, the thing is that the Red Wings were playing with the same pucks.
Or were they? Chicago Al says, the wait in NCAA is so you don't have a good team and players transfer up to Division I, then move back down in 2 years. It's to make sure you're committed. Let's see. Watermelon says, Jeffrey, is this your sneaky way to pick Arizona go all the way? Always bagging on how dumb they are. You know what? I didn't even think about that. Because if I choose the dumbest school in each game of my bracket, Arizona probably will be in the Final Four. Oh, no. Because Arizona's, I don't know if you know this, Keon, Arizona is ranked very low in education.
I did not know that, actually.
If you see the trucks driving around with those flags on them, you should already know that.
Okay, well, that's familiar then to me. Yeah. The Tennessee and the Georgia also ranked very low.
Yeah. Random Texter says, afternoon, gentlemen, coming in late to the show, but with the Colts moving Carson Wentz, who do you think they're making room for? I'm pretty sure Patrick Mahomes. I'm just messing with him.
He's a huge Chief fan.
Random Raven Kid, you may want to check on the random texter. I don't know if that could have caused a heart palpitation or not, but you may need to drive him to the hospital. Boogie says Colts should trade for Goff. It would only cost a first-round draft pick. It's a hell of a deal. Well, we don't have one, thank God. And shut up, Boogie. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, NFL Network's reporting that the Colts are bringing in Taysom Hill for a workout from New Orleans. That, I think, is serious. Oh, God.
Can you work out another team's quarterback? I've never heard that before. That doesn't sound
no.
Really
Oh, then Boomer's just trying to be fun.
Yeah, you work out free agents, obviously. But if the guy's on a roster on another team,
yeah, Jameis Winston you could bring in, but not Taysom Hill.
Boomer Sooner also says the Up, Up, Up and Away song. He says, isn't that the same song OJ came floating in with the umbrella into the Hertz rent-a-car that time? That actually, he says in My Beautiful Balloon. So I don't think that could be it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Fish Tank says, feels like Goff is a perfect Jets quarterback, really. And by the way, did I hear a Deion Sanders Walmart commercial? Do you think they're going to start making shoes for people with only 8 toes now? For those of you who don't know, Deion Sanders had a procedure and he got some blood clots in a couple of his toes. They had to cut him off or he would have died. They thought maybe
Coach Prime. Prime.
They thought maybe Coach Prime was going to lose his leg below the knee. He's just happy to be alive. So yeah, a couple toes for getting to live. Not bad. The Jet says, what a day. Great day for Jeffrey. Horrible day for Keon. But hey, Washington is getting a better quarterback. Don't start him.
Where is the solace in that, really?
Blissful Hayes
so we
wants
can
to
win
start
8 games instead of 7. Yay.
Blissful Hayes wants to start the hashtag Goff to the Colts. Yeah, please don't. Good Cat says, not to sound like George on Twitter, but is Hurley's job in jeopardy after this year? After the game today, you have to really wonder. That has to come into your brain a little bit. You finish the season looking stronger. People are actually sort of like, could they win the Pac-12? Could they go through? And bam, right away they're gone. So you have to wonder.
And it's how they lost too. It was a collapse. I mean, you've got a lead with 5 minutes left to go in the game, and it's a 14-point lead roughly. You can't lose that basketball game. You can't.
Why are you sure you can? Scratch me because says, I think Keon could beat Jeffrey and Randy in 2-on-1 basketball. I disagree. I have a smothering defense.
No,
I think I could. I may not be able to shoot well, but I could stop Keon.
I don't know about that.
My defense would be sitting on a lawn chair somewhere on the court, eating potato chips and watching.
I would need a ride to
defense.
the hospital from exhaustion, but I am good at one thing, and that's defense. Hefty Lefty says, we live stream our beer leagues, Randy. That's as pure as it gets. Come watch that.
Yeah,
I could.
I might show up out there. You never know.
Not a bad idea. All right, guys. When we come back, it's on this date in Big George's sports history, the wheel of sports, and nothing else, because we only have 15 minutes. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona.
Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia
keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene.
You need to tune in
to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic.
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari on creating a well-balanced portfolio.
Are you just chasing this hot stock and that hot stock? Or do you have a plan? Do you have a balanced portfolio where you have a little bit in healthcare, a little bit in technology, a little bit maybe in energy even? How much do you have in the subsectors like communication services and technology? And then you look at all the stocks within those areas and say, okay, this is the one I like and this is the one that I don't like. But you have to have that balance. And then finding the right balance depending on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're looking for income in your portfolio, maybe you want more dividend-paying stocks. Or I've got 20 years, I want growth.
If you need help creating a well-balanced portfolio, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo, or go to compact.com and click on the Get Started button. Again, from your cell phone, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo, or visit compact.com and click on the Get Started button.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. You got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And we have exactly 14 minutes left right now of show because at 5:15, we make way for the Patriot League Championship. It's Colgate versus Navy. We shall see what happens there. Just when you think it's a quiet, unassuming sort of game, it becomes a crazy game. And yeah, we're still bummed about ASU just kind of imploding at the end of the game against the tree. And that was the end of that. So now ASU's season is over. And we get to watch Arizona play. And we can hope they fail. we can root against them. I will. I know some of you won't, but I will. But yeah, it's looking like Arizona's championship to lose. Arizona is going to win the NCAA tournament. It's a lock.
The return of that superpower. Oh boy,
you're bringing out all the tools, aren't you?
Whatever it takes. So as we only have a short amount of time, I'm going to do this right now and get this out of the way because we could just spin the wheel of sports and just sort of enjoy our time and have some text and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. But first, let's do this. It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1948, long before his head was frozen in Scottsdale, Ted Williams accepted Babe Dirketson's challenge to compete in a golf driving contest at a local driving range. The former Olympic track star turned golf champion playfully teased the Red Sox superstar, giving him pointers when Ted Williams sliced most of his drives, as her shots went straight, usually longer. That's right.
Babe Didrikson?
Yeah, was a woman.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
how about that?
I know. It's just that was the most interesting one.
She was quite an athlete, though. Babe Didrikson.
Zaharias. Yeah, I don't know if she got married to somebody with a hard
Well,
name.
she married somebody that became Zaharias, but Didrikson, I think, was her.
Didrikson, hard enough. Zaharias, that was,
Yeah.
Of course,
Well,
then-
it's something on slow sports day. Sports day.
Yeah. Well, the thing I see there is if your last name is Zaharias, the telemarketers are never going to get around to you. That might be a good thing. I mean, you being Randy White, that means that the telemarketers, it takes them a while to get to you too.
It does take them a while. Yes, Jeffco. Yeah, you're right.
So there's a silver lining to every cloud.
But I remember in school, I always had to line up at the end of the line. I was the last one to get in the room. I was the last one to go to lunch. I was the last one that got to do anything fun because my last name started with WH.
So I guess I've scratched a
You have scratched
Yeah.
an enormous sore in my life that you've now opened up again, Jeffrey. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me about my last name starting with a WH.
Well, Keon was not that far ahead of you.
I give a damn about Keon. He got in
okay.
before I did. Do you know how hard it was when you would go to the lunch line and all the stuff was gone because some fool ahead of you ate all of the good stuff and you got left with salad?
No, because I was actually so I was like right in the middle. I still got the good stuff. I mean, there may have been something good when Keon got there, but
Maybe.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Rodriguez's in my school. Usually not how that worked out.
So you were still like
I was
back
still
with
very
Randy.
yes. Yes.
You were ahead of me, Keon.
I was
You
just right in
probably
the
took
middle.
all the good stuff, didn't you?
Yeah.
You
There
get
were
in the
still
lunch
edge
line.
pieces of cornbread if I wanted it. Taco
there was
salad
never-
in them shells.
There was never any taco salad left for me. I had the broken shells. That the lunch ladies felt bad for me.
They taste just as good. It's just they're
No.
broken. You don't
No.
got to be a baby about it.
No.
Okay. Well, I here's the thing. If it was my class as teacher, I would every day okay, today's the day A through Z. Tomorrow's the day Z through A. Give everybody
See,
a
now
chance.
you would be my favorite teacher.
Yeah.
My teachers never did that.
I figured we'd have a lot of recesses. We'd be playing a lot of football. We'd be out in the yard quite a bit, no matter what. Is it raining? Who gives a crap? Shut up, kid. Throw the ball. Just to go out and have some fun.
Lightning only hurts if it hits you.
That's right. Keep moving. Keep moving. I mean, yeah, there's a chance that sheet lightning will kill us all, but that's rare. I've only lost a couple of kids that way. Come on, get out there.
It can't hit a moving target.
Commando Duke says, I'm just checking on my co-commander fan, Keon. Is he okay after today's trade? Did you have something to do with this, Jeffrey? I wish I had the power. Yes. Can't believe we gave you DC's best in Keon, and y'all gave us Indy's worst.
No, I'm not doing great. I'm not doing great, by the way.
My microphone came off of its mount.
No.
Gonna stand here and hold this.
You only have 9 minutes. Go ahead, Keon. Tell us about your travails.
How many? Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention earlier, while I was naming literally all of those quarterbacks that we've had, I didn't even go back 5 years. And I got to tell you, Carson Wentz, as much as I'm complaining, is the best quarterback we've had in that entire stretch.
Clearly.
He's the best quarterback we've had.
You're welcome.
That's the part that's killing me.
It feels better.
Because it just speaks to the organization as a whole.
Jeez,
He's the best
why'd you do
quarterback
that,
we've had
I thought we were past this.
in like 6 years.
Sorry, kid. Sorry.
You know who the second best quarterback we've had in the last 6 years was? Taylor Heineke.
Alex Smith, maybe? Alex Smith was a great quarterback.
He was a great quarterback, and I wish he would have played more. Unfortunately,
FedEx Field killed him.
The combination of J.J. Watt and FedEx Field took his leg.
Dude, it's totally FedEx Field. J.J. Watt has tackled many other people whose legs did not pop through their skin.
I saw that hit, and you're just going to have to give J.J. Watt a little bit for what happened.
I'm not giving him no credit, but your field kills people.
It does, but in that particular instance, JJ doesn't take anything off the fastball, and he went right in Alex Smith, and that is one of the worst injuries I've ever seen in my life. My God.
Bruno Baller says, would that be an addition by subtraction for the Colts, Jeffrey? Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Absolutely right about that. Let's see. Bruno Ballers, thank you. Boogie says, hey, I found gas for $1.50. It's a Taco Bell, but it's $1.50.
Wrong gas, Boogie.
Murray's going to the Colts, says Prison Wallet. The Jet says, Carson Wentz, average quarterback, going to an average team. It's okay.
But why is he average? Because, there are plenty of average quarterbacks that the highs aren't so high and the lows aren't so low. You might be able to make some predictions about that. Carson Wentz can throw a touchdown one play and then throw into triple coverage on the next play. That's the wrong kind of average.
Senior Wagenbag says we need to have a fresh box of Kleenex for you at the start of our show now, Keon. He also says, hey, Doug Williams said, protect the legacy, not give us leprosy.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. So what do you say? We spin the wheel of sports. We now only have 5 minutes of show left. Let's see what we talk about next, Randy. Oh, here we go. A little something good for the Golden State Warriors, who have not been at their best lately. And let's face it, Steph Curry has not been shooting, so they brought in a special player, at least for the shoot around, maybe to help inspire Steph. And that would be one Jackie Moon. Moon, you saw him in the movie Semi-Pro. Jackie Moon went out there and was playing defense on Klay Thompson and trying to get in people's faces. And then he actually showed some legit chops when it came to shooting. He sank a long ball from the logo. He actually, it wasn't a swish. There was backboard, but he nailed it. And didn't phase him. Straight face. Give me the rock. Give me the rock. And he kept going. So that was almost a half-court shot.
He's Jackie Moon. I mean, listen, he was an innovator way before Steph Curry.
And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, Jackie Moon, one of Klay Thompson's favorite players ever.
Yeah. So, he did swish a few of his own threes over Jackie Moon, who was trying to intimidate him and scare him. But, that took a lot of concentration. Concentration.
Jackie needed that bear that he had there in the Semi-Pro movie. He needed that bear to come out there. Now that could play some defense on Klay Thompson.
I think that if anything else, it just showed the Warriors how important defense can be if you play it well.
Yes.
I mean, Klay Thompson drained every shot he did over Jackie Moon, but that reminded them how good defense could stop that there.
Yeah.
Boogie says, who has more wins next year, Detroit Lions or the Washington Commandos?
The Arizona Cardinals.
Commandos.
The Commandos. Listen, we all agree Carson Wentz is better than Taylor Heineke, and they won 7 games with Taylor. They'll probably win 7 or 8 with Carson, and the Lions are not going to win 7 or 8 games.
I don't mean to start this back up again. I really don't, Keon.
Let me get
it's all good.
But now I have to ask.
Go ahead.
What would have set you off worse, getting Carson Wentz or getting Jared Goff?
Well, getting Jared Goff would have set me off worse.
See, it could always be worse because Riverboat Ron and friends were calling every single team, which means they called the Lions. And for whatever reason, they went with Wentz. So that's something that should cheer you up. Frank
Reich does the Bible study thing. If you've even been remotely connected to the state of North Carolina, Ron Rivera just is right after you. And Carson Wentz grew up a little bit in North Carolina. Like if you've made a road trip through North Carolina, Ron Rivera's going to call you and add you to the staff somehow.
Think he'd call me?
Have you been to North Carolina?
No, several times.
Then it's been like 10 years.
Ron's not far from calling you now.
My sister lives there. Does that help?
That's a good connection.
I'm looking for a job.
Ron might have you on the list.
Get me a phone number or something since you know him. The Jet says Carson Wentz is brilliant. Just think of how many millions he's made and how many teams have paid him to be average. Genius.
Look, he's a legend at the bank. He may not be a legend in the league, but he's a legend at the bank, and that's something. Doesn't help me at all. But
Hefty Lefty says he's better than Nate Peterman.
That's true.
Big George says, great show today, gentlemen. Short but sweet. Helps lift my spirits after 2 sad sports stories. ASU losing in the first round and Major League Baseball canceling more games. Holy moly, do we need a pick-me-up? Well, glad we could help. We're not done yet. Spin the wheel one more time, Randy. Let's see what we can do here. All right, this one I don't understand. I'm just going to read the headline, and you'll see why I don't understand it. Unused ticket to Michael Jordan's debut game sells for $468,000. Why? It's an unused ticket. The ticket never saw Michael Jordan play. Unless the idea is to buy it, go back in time, and I got a ticket, and you get into I'm pretty sure you go back in time and just buy a ticket for $5.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
It was for a 1984 game at the Chicago Bulls, his first ever game, and I don't know why it was never used. Why would you pay $500,000 for a ticket that did nothing?
Guy had the flu and he couldn't go.
No, that's a different game. Oh, you mean this guy? Yeah, I thought Michael Jordan's flu game was much later. Can somebody tell me why this makes this thing worth $500,000?
I wish I could help you, buddy.
I don't know. Just generally, when anything is unused, people just choose to call it. I'm trying to come up with an explanation. I haven't got one.
See, if Phil was still here, I'd make a joke about selling his virginity. But it's unused, I don't know.
But $500,000 though.
$500,000 for a ticket?
I don't know. People will pay any amount of money for anything. That's what I'm learning in this.
Unused. A used one, maybe, but not a. All right, I'll have to figure this out on my own time because coming up next, it's the Patriot League Championship. We'll see tomorrow. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. It's unused, man.
This is Jonathan Von Tolton. Join Matt Humans and me